Hello, everybody. We're going to get started. My name is Carol Eisen. I'm your Human Resources Director. And this is, to the day, our one-year anniversary of the Career Center. So thank you all for turning out to celebrate with us. I've been handed 4 pages of notes, so I promise a few paragraphs here. We knew that if we built our field of dreams that everybody would come, and here you all are. We've had thousands of people pass through our doors in the past year. We are doing our work at the Department of Human Resources to promote a well-trained, high-performing workforce, both of our current workforce and people who aspire to be public servants in the city and county of San Francisco. I know he has to go, so I'm going to start with our treasurer, tax collector, Jose Cisneros. We would not be here if not for Treasurer Cisneros. This was originally the tax collector's space, as you can see from the door. That's the historic etching. But now it is the one-stop shop for everybody who wants to be a city employee, is a city employee. We have year-round programming. This is in the month of March, to celebrate our anniversary, we have detailed program every day. We have our director of our Career Center here, Nara. Raise your hands. Everybody can see you. The work of the frontline workers that you see in the posters on the wall, everybody sees those folks. We know what they do every day. What gets less celebrated is the work that goes on behind the scenes. And Mayor, we just want to make sure that you see and acknowledge this. All the people that have made this possible. It has taken our village. Just going to tick off your names: Brandon, Hillary, Jody, Michelle, Mike, Alejo, Eileen, Martin. This is our front desk staff that's here every day, ready to serve. And our whole workforce and organizational development team that many of you have worked with. They do trainings across the whole city. They work with you on preparing for exams, on promotions, on everything you need to know to advance your career in the city. Danielle, Nara, who we mentioned, Ishani, our lead trainer, Portia, Leora, Bobby, Julieta, Chris, John, Christina, Caitlin, and of course led by our Deputy Director, Julia Ma, who's here in the audience, and you're going to hear from her soon. I think Sandra Ng is here, the Executive Director of the Civil Service Commission. Hi, Sandra. I think you all know we've been doing a lot of work with the Civil Service Commission to do what the mayor has asked us to do: accountability, service change, and to look hard at the way we do things and to ask ourselves the hard questions. Do they still make sense? Are they still working for us? And I think with the civil service rules, all of us know that we've had a lot of room for improvement. We've been making those improvements with the help of everybody in this room, and especially with Sandra and the Civil Service Commission. So thank you for being here. I just want to acknowledge some of our partners that are in the room, and some of the programs that we have highlighted here for you today, Mayor. Our Police Academy recruits are here. Our new park rangers are here. Our San Francisco fellows and alumni, your future leaders of the city and county of San Francisco. Our apprentices and graduates, laborers, gardeners. That's part of the apprenticeship, to learn to clap, right, Vince? Our IT staff, we have an apprenticeship program that's active now, training our own. Our automotive machinists and maintenance mechanics. And, of course, our trainees, the public service aides that are out there doing your work every day. We have our emerging leaders cohort from the Municipal Executives Association and Professional and Technical Engineers Local 21. Those are ongoing programs. And these are all your civil servants, public servants who keep the city running every day. And before we move on to the mayor, I just want to acknowledge our department heads that have been supportive very supportive of us over the past year. Police Chief William Scott is here. Chief Scott, after Treasurer Cisneros, was one of the very first people through our doors, and we appreciate all the support. Sheriff Miyamoto has been both working with us and looking out for us and looking out for our safety in this building. Director of Emergency Management, Mary Ellen Carroll, and working with her to identify and support our new 911 dispatchers. Chief Tulloch from the Adult Probation Department, I believe, is here. Our city EMT programs, and the list goes on. We have our Mayor's Office of Economic and Workforce Development, the Mayor's Office of Disability, Transgender Initiatives, and of course all the special work we've been doing with the Department of Public Health. Okay, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mayor Daniel Lurie. And Mayor Lurie, thank you for being here to help us celebrate accountability, services, change. I think we need to put the motto somewhere on our door, and we're going to look forward to hearing your remarks.
Thank you. Carol, I appreciate it. Accountability, service, and change. Just keep saying that over and over again. When I walk in the doors, first off, I see everybody at this desk every morning. And how I think about the work of being a public servant is that we are here to serve 810,000 city residents and taxpayers, and they deserve results. And I'm honored that Board President Raphael Mandelman is here. He and I and the rest of the Board of Supervisors are working hard each day to collaborate and make sure that we are getting results for our residents. But that requires us to have city employees that are doing their job and doing it well. And that comes with training, and that comes with always thinking about how can I get better at what I am doing. And that's the theme of the day. And I really appreciate the hard work of this office. I'm happy to celebrate 1 year of this. But we have so much work to do. I am out there every day on the streets like many of you, and I see you, and I hear you, and I know, when I walk through a park, I thank our park rangers or those gardeners. When I see DPW out cleaning the streets, I say thank you. And I want to be very clear to all of you that we need you out there. We need you on the front lines, because this city deserves to be, once again, the greatest city in the world. And we're only going to get there if we all are working together. And so it gives me great pride to see all of you in this room. It gives me pride to see you out on the streets working incredibly hard every single day. And that's where that word service comes in. I know you all believe in service. We all got to hold each other accountable. You all have to hold me accountable. At the end of the day, I feel responsibility to all of you and to the people of this great city. And change, the last word, change is already happening here in San Francisco. We are a city on the rise. There is a level of hope and optimism that this city hasn't seen for quite some time. I mean, there are more people today that feel like the future is brighter than we've seen in 6 years, according to those opinion polls out there. And that should hearten all of you, but it means we got more work to do because the expectations have been set higher. And so the expectations on all of us here in this building are sky high. I expect nothing else, nothing but success constantly, and we are on the path to get there. And I want to thank all of you for your commitment to not only your profession but to this great city of San Francisco. So Carol, thank you very much. President, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Lurie. It takes a village to do what we've done here and to keep it going. So I would like, in that note, to introduce our Board of Supervisors President, Raphael Mandelman, who has been a great supporter of ours. He is a city employee. He was a city employee before he became an elected official. So he holds a special place for us here at the Career Center, and I want to thank him for attending and welcome him.
Thank you, Carol Eisen. I should fess up. I was a city employee, but in the other city, over in Oakland. I was in the Oakland City Attorney's Office. Oops. Sorry. No booing. No booing. I can say unreservedly, San Francisco has the best public servants in the world. It appears that we have a little bit of laborers in Laborers Local 261 in the House. It is. I actually see one of your members who I went to high school with back there. And it's unfair to the other represented groups and unions that there's so many of you, but all of you have been so important forever, but in getting us through the pandemic, the post-pandemic, and now getting us ready for our real recovery that we are going to have, that we are having. I would be remiss, and she's going to be embarrassed that I do this. Well, I will embarrass you in a moment. Right now, I'm going to embarrass Alia Chisti, who is a city employee in the Department of Human Resources, but she's also, she's a trustee. She's a trustee on the City College Board of Trustees. And City College, I am an alum of the City College Board, is such an important partner in getting folks prepared for the workforce and giving us great employees as well. To all the folks, whether it is Local 21 is doing a valiant, making some valiant noise, the police officers, I can't call everybody out, but all the folks who do our work, we're so grateful. And now I'm going to embarrass Carol because Carol, the idea of having this center and the willingness of you and your staff, eagerness to repurpose this space and to set it up as a place to support folks trying to come to work for the city, folks who do work for the city and might want to think about doing something else, getting new skills, finding other positions. It's a great idea, and I was glad to be here. Was it a year ago that we kicked this thing off? Good. I was glad to be here a year ago when we started it, and thank you for all the work you do every day in all the areas, but especially in this place for our city workers. We thank you. We've been through rough times. We may have some rough times coming, but we're going to get through. I actually do not love the term city family as applied to politicians because it sounds creepy, but as applied to our workers, we are a family, and we are grateful to you. Thank you, city employees.
I see Human Resources, Human Rights Director Mawuli Tagbania in the audience. Mawuli was instrumental when he was at the Department of Human Resources in spearheading the whole effort to launch this Career Center. So a special shout out to you, Mawuli. It's my pleasure to introduce Chief William Scott. Somewhere, there he is, right there. I don't think he needs a lot of introduction, but the police department, all of the police department has no greater champion in the work that you do every day than Chief William Scott, and I'm proud to have him as a working colleague of mine. Chief Scott.
Thank you, Carol. Good morning, everybody. I'm honored to be here to speak as a representative of our public safety team. And as you all know, the public safety team is bigger than the police department. It's police, fire, sheriffs. I just saw Chief Tulloch from adult probation, Chief Miller from juvenile probation. We have our district attorney, our sheriff. Public safety is bigger than one department, but public safety also is all of us, from labor to the Human Rights Commission to you name the city department, and it all goes back to one thing, and I'll repeat what the mayor says. We are here to serve the people of San Francisco. Public safety and policing, we have five of our most recent recruit class here. I want you to raise your hand so people can see you back there. And Deputy Chief and our Chief of Staff, Pete Walsh, is here as well as members of our academy. But I just want to say how important this Career Center is to what we do in policing, because recruitment right now is at the top of our list. And we can't have a healthy public safety city without having recruits and people coming through our academies and then hitting the streets to make our city safer. So this career center helped us get there. Director Eisen and her team have been instrumental in us really streamlining our recruiting process to make sure that we have a fully staffed police department, hopefully within the very, very near future. And that doesn't happen by accident. So I can't thank you enough for letting us be a part of this great event. 1 year is a great start, but we know we have plenty more good years to come. So Carol, thank you for allowing me to represent the public safety team, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Chief Scott. This next year, we're going to be spending a lot more time with our police department to help them with their recruitment needs, and we're looking forward to that work. I think we have a lot of work ahead, and I think it's great to see the police recruits here. Thank you for being here. Here, I'm going to introduce Julia Ma, our Director of Organizational and Workforce Development. If you don't know Julia, you might want to get to know her. She's at the center of everything that happens here, in all the training that happens around the city, in a lot of our recruitment efforts. She's a great leader and very dedicated to the job and to her team and to all of us. So I'm going to introduce Julia, who's going to help us through the rest of the program.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. I am so proud to be leading the team, the workforce development team that staffs this career center every day, and to partner so closely with the front counter team. They welcome everyone who walks into the door, whether you're a new hire getting ready to be fingerprinted, or you're someone who's trying to figure out how I want to work for the city, but how do I start? Or you're an employee who's been here maybe for years doing the same work, and you're ready for a new challenge, but you want to stay and continue to serve the city. All of those services, this Career Center has served as a really visible and valuable hub to support all of you. So we're excited to see you fill the room today, and we hope that you'll keep coming back. We have a whole calendar of programming, especially for city employees, all sorts of topics that are of value to you. So please keep coming back here, not just for today to help us celebrate that we're so glad you're here, but continue to take advantage of these services because this City Career Center is for you. So I have the great pleasure of introducing our next set of speakers. Some of the great work that we do within workforce development in the city is grow our own talent. And we do that with really notable programs, such as our San Francisco Fellows Program for recent college graduates, a number of apprenticeship programs with apprenticeship represented in full force. Thank you, Vince. And our partner programs, such as the Human Services Agency's Jobs Now program. So it's my great pleasure to introduce 3 employees who came through those workforce development programs and are now permanent city employees. They're going to share briefly a snapshot of their experience in those workforce development programs, what the training that the city provided meant for them and their career journey, and give us a little sense of what they're doing now, giving back to the city. So our first speaker is Karen Chen, who graduated from our San Francisco Fellows Program a couple of years ago. Karen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Karen Chen, she, her. I am an analyst with the Department of Public Health. And my journey here started when I graduated into the height of the pandemic in 2020. I knew I had a passion for public service and absolutely no idea how to make that happen. And as I was muddling through my different options, I received an acceptance from the San Francisco Fellows Program. And that really opened the door for me to receive training to develop my technical skills, my interpersonal skills, as well as become part of a network that spanned across the city. I was initially placed with the MTA, where I worked to improve transit performance, identifying where delays were happening, how we could address them. I graduated from the fellowship into a position at the Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing, matching people experiencing homelessness with permanent supportive housing opportunities. And now I'm with the Department of Public Health as an analyst working on process improvement. Things like increasing access to telehealth for medications for opioid use disorders. And this was all possible by leveraging the different skills that I had gained in the fellowship as well as the network that I had. And a few months ago, actually, I woke up and I realized that I was living the dreams of Karen of 2020. I was working in public service, making an impact on some of the most pressing issues of our time, on our homelessness crisis, our overdose response, as well as some of the administrative background things to make that happen, streamlining our processes, and also building the interdepartmental coordination to make that work. And so as I stand before you today, I want to express that I'm so proud of the work that I have done and will continue to do, and also how much I appreciate that the city has programs like the San Francisco Fellows Program, like the programs at the Career Center, so that people of all backgrounds are able to bring their talents, their skills, and their experiences to the city so we can best serve our communities and our people. And I hope this is something the city can continue to support. Thank you so much.
That was great. Thank you so much, Karen. Next, we have Manuel Peroni, who has been a participant in Human Services Agency's Jobs Now program and a client at the Career Center and benefited from the services that Nara provided herself. So Manuel, thank you for being here today. Please come speak.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. My name is Manuel Peroni. First and foremost, I want to say that working for the city I love is both an honor and a privilege. As a Spanish-speaking immigrant from Uruguay and a brand new city employee, the experience has been truly meaningful to me. I recently began working at the Department of Public Health at Laguna Honda Hospital as a hospital eligibility worker in the call center. My journey with the city began 6 months ago in the Jobs Now program, where I work part-time as a greeter at the Human Services Agency. One of my first steps was booking an appointment at the Career Center. That's where I met Nara Babakanyan, who reviewed my resume and guided me through the hiring process, explaining where I could apply and helped me envision a possible career path. Her support and encouragement made a huge difference. 6 months later, after exam tests and interviews, I was offered a permanent position. I want to thank the Career Center for your guidance and support. Thank you very much. A happy 1 year anniversary. Happy 1 year anniversary.
Thank you so much, Manuel. And our third employee testimonial is Deshaun Stallsworth, who is one of our amazing general laborers at Department of Public Works.
Well, thank you. My name is Deshaun Stallsworth, and I'm a graduate of the 7501 program. I started off the program from the pit stop. I heard about the 75 apprenticeship program through supervisors and other laborers that was coming to pick up debris. I applied. The city of DPW helped me out with my resume. They accepted me. From that point on, there were several trades that I was able to learn being a part of the apprenticeship program, concrete, asphalt, and other trades like that. How did I utilize these trades of concrete and asphalt? I went through the asphalt bureau at DPW. I helped pave the streets. I helped use the hopper and the stomper to fill in potholes, the crack sealer to repair the streets and keep it maintained and look beautiful for people to feel safe to travel down. I went through the concrete bureau at DPW through the apprenticeship program, where I took the same skills that I learned at the apprenticeship program of 261 and repaired sidewalks, built sidewalks, help pedestrians feel safe to cross across the street and know that they'll be doing just fine, help beautify neighborhoods, open up tree basins, create sidewalk beautifications, helped open up sidewalks where trees were obtruding up outside of the sidewalk. These are just some of the things that I did that I have learned. I still continue to do it. I have also learned and was certified in traffic control. How did I utilize traffic control at DPW? Well, to this day, we have to help people go from one part of the city to the next so they can get safely to one destination to the next destination, to beautify, to help beautify the sidewalks, to remove grime and dust up out of the gutters, to help clean the tunnels. We have to use traffic control to allow the public to get to one place to another. These are just some of the things that I was allowed to do, become certified, continue to be a public worker and servant of the city, and it's helped me, my family, a lot, as well as the other workers. Thank you very much.
All right, Deshaun. Is public speaking part of the apprenticeship? It must be. Good job. So I'm going to introduce our next speaker. I think that Deshaun just laid out the base case for what Vince Courtney has been telling the city for as long as I can remember, that laborers who work for this city should be fully trained, come from a certified apprenticeship, and learn the full range of skills, irrespective of what jobs they do. I think Deshaun just laid out your case, Vince, for you, that the things that you learn in apprenticeship and that we learn in continuing education, certification and recertification come in handy as you go. Vince, before you get up, I just want to introduce our general manager of the Parks and Recs Department, Phil Ginsberg, who just joined us. Phil's been a great supporter of apprenticeship and training and city employees, both as the Human Resources Director many years ago and as your longtime Parks Director. Thank you, Phil, for joining us. All right, so Vince Courtney, you're up next. Let's hear what you have to say.
Everybody knows who you are, right?
I think so. So, first, I'd like to just appreciate staff, all you guys that do this, the work in this office, the critical heavy lifting. You don't always get enough credit. I know that for a fact because I represent city employees. You guys are amazing. So let's give it up for staff. And I do want to congratulate you personally, Carol. Outstanding work that you've been doing since you took over this position. You, your team, artists, Julia, Chris Reyes. I'm honored each and every day I have an opportunity to actually go to work and work with you or work with your staff. You guys really are top notch. You're bringing game, and we're always ready to work with you. Anything you want to do. So thank you and congratulations. I do have to. I was looking for Phil Ginsberg when I came in here, and I'm gonna say, with all due respect to Public Works, our other really big department, there really isn't another department in this city, probably in this state, and probably in the country that does a better job at developing a workforce than the Recreation and Parks Department. Thank you for being here, Phil. 20 years ago, community folks from the southeast sector of our city approached Mayor Newsom. And they approached him with a quandary. And that was, there was a lot of work going on down there. It was the Central Subway, and these folks wanted an opportunity to work. And they were being told, we can't get a job because we don't have experience. And we don't have experience because nobody will give us a job. And that's how we came up with the 7501 program. It was an opportunity for the city to kind of create a localized workforce. I look at the phone numbers of all you guys, and I see a lot of 415s in there. That's a beautiful thing. A localized workforce, people that go home, spend money in their communities, work in their community, and have civic pride in the work that they do. Mayor Newsom was able to figure it out. Mayor Lee carried that on, and now Mayor Lurie obviously stands with us, our programming for workforce development in Rec and Park at Public Works, and hopefully we'll continue to expand, Carol, with your program for arborists. But give yourselves a hand, those of you who represent us well. And it really is an honor for me to stand out in front with you on the steps of San Francisco City Hall. I'm delighted each and every opportunity that I have to do that. I'm delighted to work on your pre-apprenticeship program, your apprenticeship programming. There's an attack that's going on nationally right now, and it's an attack on equity. And the fact of the matter is, our programming here at HR, it's a merit-based program. It's go time. It's go, go, go. But also the fact that we reach out to underserved and underrepresented communities and create pathways and opportunities for them, that's appropriate, that's equitable, that's inclusionary, and that's what San Francisco is about. So I'm proud each and every day of each and every one of you. I'm proud of our department leadership. I'm proud of our leadership at City Hall. And thank you very much, Carol, for having me today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Vince. And to the whole Laborers Union for being present today. Thank you for being here. Okay, we have one last speaker, but before we get to it, I just want to thank our City Administrator, Carmen Chu. The room's so crowded she couldn't get in, but we would not be here today if not for Carmen and her support and the support of all of you and her staff that manages City Hall and that helped us make this room and this space as beautiful and welcoming as it is. So thank you, Carmen, if you're out there and you can hear me. Okay, we have one last speaker, our San Francisco Regional Vice President from the Service Employees International Union, Local 10-1, Kristen Hardy. I want to tell you a little bit about this. The Service Employees International Union has had in their labor agreement for a generation something called the 2020 program. It was originally designed to help licensed vocational nurses become registered nurses. And that program sat there, not much happened with it until SEIU approached us a few years ago and asked that we really put some elbow grease into it. We've been doing that together, and through that work, we've helped our city employees who wish to advance their career through obtaining education and licensure to be able to do that. So I want to welcome Kristen to the stage, and thank you, everybody, for participating.
Thanks, Carol. All you guys that don't know me, I am a rank and file member. My name is Kristen Hardy. I am also a San Francisco native, born and raised. I grew here, didn't fly here. I'm a birth and death clerk at San Francisco General, going on 14 years maybe of service. As Carol said, I am the newly elected and retaining regional vice president for SEIU 10-1. SEIU, we represent about SEIU 10-1 members include about 16,000 city workers whose services are essential to keeping our streets clean and safe and our parks beautiful, to ensuring vulnerable seniors with disabilities and families in need get the assistance that they deserve, and also serving families with health at our DPH. Since our members work in so many classifications, we know how important it is for them to have opportunities for career advancement. Like Carol said, we have had the 2020 program in our contract, in our MOU for a long time. In collaboration in our negotiations, we both have collectively put money into the pot, which a lot of our members have been able to utilize. It gives them the opportunity to still be able to get paid while at work, but also go to school and advance their careers. We've had LVNs that's become RNs. I have a lot of coworkers in my department. I work in medical records that have been able to advance from medical clerks to coding clerks, which is a step up in classification. So this program is very essential, and I'm just glad that the work that us in collaboration with the city has been able to put on to advance so many of our service employees in the city. That's why the collaboration in the city when it comes to workforce development is so critical. Now more than now, we have provided so many members across departments the opportunity to get skills and certifications that need to advance their careers to provide a better life for them and their families as well. And the city's program is really special because it gives city workers these opportunities without them having to lose income from their current jobs or taking time off to attend school. So with that being said, I am glad that we're continuing this work, and let's keep it going. And thank you, everybody, for being here. And the Career Center, we are so glad that this is going, and we hope to keep seeing it going for a second and third and fourth year.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice President Hardy. And thank you all for attending. We all know, everybody here, I think we're all united in the knowledge that a job and a good job is the key to a stable and healthy life. And so we work hard to try and provide that here to you and for you to do your part, to be part of it. So thank you, everybody, for attending. And please come by and visit us, participate in our programming over the next month and for the next year to come. Thank you.